What do you think of Washington Huskies football this season? My expectations are very, very high, so I hope you can help me
Well,
exceed or match them.
first off, I hate preseason polls. I
Yeah.
hate preseason polls so much that I decided to do one this year to show people how much I hate them. Because mine's just going to be so much different than anyone else's. Like, I'm actually, when you look at these preseason polls, people aren't projecting enough. They're more so brand names. Let's get Texas in there, Notre Dame. Like, let's make sure that the brands are there and SC's at the top. And who was good in 2022? They have to be good in 2023 again. No, you have to project a lot. Washington lost 2 games last season, by the way, by what? They combined like 6 or 8 points or something like that.
You
Like,
should not have lost that Arizona State game.
no, they shouldn't have lost the UCLA game either. They should have gone undefeated. And if you want to talk about 2022, then seriously consider Washington. So I'm starting to write up my top 25, and I have Alabama at 1, I have Georgia at 2, I have Penn State at 3, I have Washington at 4. Like, I think Washington
Oh, wow.
is good. And when you're talking about, people will just blindly put USC there at like number 4, 5, 6 or whatever, and not really think about it. The brand name wins over. Why though? Why are they better at Washington then? I would say both teams. Yes, SC has the Heisman winning quarterback. They're the best quarterback in the country. If you really compare their 2 offenses, like, they're both just elite. And then if you compare the 2 defenses, Washington's defense is so much better than SC's.
Yeah.
SC can't tackle any of us. Like, let's be honest here. Like, so if you're that high on SC, then why are you not that high on Washington? It just doesn't make any sense. And it's a very good offense with high-flying passing game with intelligent minds and DeBoer and Grubb and 2 of the best receivers in the country. I just don't see how you can't be infatuated with what Washington has. And the one worry I have is the Pac-12 cannibalizing itself in its final season, because that'd be fitting. It always cannibalizes itself. It always makes sure that the top team doesn't succeed as much as they should. So that's the only thing that scares me. But Washington, like, I think that they should be an 11-1 team, and they should make the Pac-12 championship, and they should be whoever is there, whether it's Oregon, Oregon State, USC, or Utah. Like, they're the best team in the conference. I don't think I'm crazy for saying that, and I think you guys would agree.
Absolutely. Yeah, it just scares me, as you also, it cannibalizes itself. There will be a wacky game where Washington goes, I don't know, this year we don't got Arizona State, thank God. We haven't won there in, I think, a decade now. But there'll be a weird game where it's a 7:30 p.m. start on the West Coast. And
At Stanford.
At Stanford.
Lose
And,
to that Stanford team, then I ain't ranking you ever again.
yeah, no, we won't lose to that Stanford team. But
I will say the Washington. My biggest concern this year is there's no cupcake game. Like, there's usually a Sac State, something like that. This year it's Boise State, which is, you can never say it would be like an easy game. Tulsa, that's as close as like it, but like it's not as bad as like playing a
Portland
Sac
State,
State or Portland State.
Like Tulsa, I think Tulsa's on the down end though. They have a really exciting quarterback in Braylon Braxton, but I just don't think that team is going to be very good at all. The Boise State game, like, if you want to flip it too, Boise State's non-conference schedule is awful too. They play Washington, obviously. They play UCF. They play at Memphis. Like, they set themselves up for a really tough non-conference, and that could be one of the best Group 5 teams in the country. Boise State, Washington's going to be a fascinating game, but yeah, like, looking at Washington's schedule, there is no cupcake. You talk about the wacky game that could happen if it's Stanford. Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. I guess, like, the true wacky game though would be like you're in Tucson at Arizona, end of September. Let's say you just started your season 4-0. Things are looking up, and you've got Oregon in 2 weeks after that. Maybe you're looking ahead. College game day, maybe. Like,
Penix kind of hurts his hamstring in the first quarter.
Oh no, Roland Dunze's just out for no reason. Nobody knows why. just coach's decision. Like, that happens in college football all the time. Like, we know that that's going to happen to some team where their top player or like third best player is just not playing for a coach's decision. We know what it alludes to, but I don't know. For what it's worth, though, I just remembered they did pick Washington to make the playoff last season or 2 years ago, and it did not go well at all. So, hopefully, I'm not a jinx.
I really hope not, man. Speaking of that Arizona game, that's the game the first game I'll be at this year. So if there's gonna be a wacky one, it's gonna be the one that I go to.
Yeah. Hopefully they overcome it then, and they put on a good performance and win. It'll be a fun game, shootout.
Oh man, I can't wait for it. This is the most excited I've been for Washington Husky football, and I would say since Peterson left, that would probably be it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb. I think that they have just two brilliant offensive minds there that are really good. Again, passing game, Fatanu on the offensive line. The defense has so many good pieces. Like, they have three really good edge rushers. ETF, Braylon Trice should be a first-round pick. Zach Durfee, a transfer from Sioux Falls, where DeBoer was at too once upon a time. Like, they've got some dudes, man. The secondary, we'll have to see. I would like Devon Banks to take a step up. And then the one position I am actually questioning is a running back. I would like to see them get a really, really good running back in the portal. Kean Mitchell went to the NFL, but if they could entice Kean Mitchell, yo, you should transfer from ECU to Washington. Let's make that happen. Or I would have tried to been out there in the transfer portal and got a legit game-changing running back. So I wish that they did that. But it's okay that they didn't. They could win the throwing the ball. That's more fun anyway.
Let Penix throw it 50 times a game. It's more exciting.
He had last year. Good for him. Hope it can.
I know. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. That's been one of my favorite stories in college football last year.
You're listening to the Sports on Tap Seattle podcast. Two brothers, George and Sammy, talk all things Seattle sports. Also, NBA. Please bring back our Supersonics.